Hey everyone, it's Tina here from Bittersweet Quilt Shop in Penn County, Michigan, in our second part tutorial of 2018 Row by Row Sew Musical. So this is our row. In our previous video, we were just talking about doing the raw edge applique. So now I'm just going to show you how to start laying out your block. So my base is here, and in the directions it does tell you what size to cut your bottom piece and your top piece for this 18-inch block. Before we get started on this, though, I do want to explain to you, if you are going to make this and you want it to be a wall hanging, you can quilt this as you go. So what I want to show you in this one here is we did a quilt sandwich. So right now this has a border and a binding on it, so ignore that and just think about the center of this. What we did then is put a piece of backing on here, as you can see here, and make it larger than the top piece until you're done quilting it. And of course you have a piece of batting on the inside as well. Now, one of the things that would be good for you to do that we did not learn the first time was this bottom piece in this turquoise color has a nice design. So what you should do before you get going and lay out your sewing machine is go ahead, if you're going to do a quilt sandwich, go ahead and stitch, trace these lines out and stitch all of these quilt lines first, okay? And then of course we went this way as well. So if you can see all this, and I hope you can, do that first. It will save you a lot of hassle later, all right? All right, so I'm just going to put this over here. All right, so going back to laying this out. In the directions, we tell you that the base of the sewing machine, it looks like this. What I like about the Steam-A-Seam 2 Lite is it's tacky right now, but yet when I put it down and try to maneuver it around, I can still pick it up and it's not going to shift a lot. So in the pattern, it tells you the edge of this right here has to be 2 1/4 inches from the edge, okay? So I'm going to measure it 2 1/4 inches, and I'm just going to lay this at the edge here for just a second because I know it's not in the right position. And then the pattern says it has to be 3 1/4 inches from the bottom. So now I'm going to take my ruler and I'm going to go 3 1/4. Well, right now I already know I'm not even close to that. So I'm going to move it up a little bit, move my ruler to 3 1/4. Right there is 3 1/4. Yeah, 3 1/4 right there. All right, so I'm going to lay that straight. Go back here and measure along this edge. Okay, I'm exactly 2 1/4. And to be even, I'm going to come down here because I want this to be straight. And I'm going to measure that edge and make sure it's at, yep, 3 1/4. Might lift this up a little bit. There we go, exactly 3 1/4. So now you know that it's straight. And you know where to begin. And this part is, we did this just so that you could see where to lay it out. All right, now we talked about chalking a little bit, and the reason why we want you to use a little bit of chalk is you're going to use a little bit of chalk right here along this black edge. And the reason why we just do that is so that you can see where to do your blanket stitch later on. Otherwise, you've got black on top of black, and you're like, okay, where? I can't see this very well, so that's what this is all about. All right, now we're going to take the top head of the machine, and we're going to lay it here. All right, now I've already gone through and put a little bit of chalk right here on this edge, and also right here on this edge, and I mean just a little bit, okay? All right, so the only place you really need it is there, and right here. Now we're going to lay the head of the machine right here on top, okay? There we go. And I'm not going to stick it down or anything, just laying it there for a second. And now I'm going to grab this piece, and this is the piece that's going to go under here. All right? And that has to be straight. There we go. Now you can see that white line. And that white line is just showing you when it's time to do the applique, you're going to stitch right here, okay? Otherwise, it's, it's a shot in the dark because you can't see it. All right, now we're going to put the flywheel on, and that's why you did this chalk over there. You're going to lay that right there, okay? And then this dark gray, it's really a dark gray blue color. Okay, and the reason why we did all of this different shading is so it makes the machine stand out a little bit more, okay? And then this is going to lay right here along this edge. Now, I'm going to go ahead and stop at this point because we wanted you to see this beginning point, all right? I'm going to come back to you in a few moments, and we're going to talk about the next laying out of all of the components to this Singer Featherweight. All right, thank you, everyone. Be creative, be inspired, and be blessed.